So I'm Rita Westby, one of the co-founders of CARD, which is Californians Advocating Responsible Rail Design, and I'm talking about environmental planning. You're doing an environmental planning process on the peninsula, and getting this right is critical, and so far the signs are that high-speed rail's deadlines will compromise the outcome. Ben Terposis will give a presentation today that asserts that there is no need to do an alternatives analysis as part of the San Francisco to San Jose environmental process, because everything that has been decided and everyone, whoever that might be, is on board. First, Caltrain's comment letter expresses concern about high-speed rail's value engineering proposal for only a very short segment of passing tracks and additional mileage of blended service. This suggests that not everyone is actually on board. In addition, a project from an environmental perspective is more than just 2 tracks or 4. It would be decisions about how to balance the needs of commuter rail and long-distance service, or which signaling system should be used. And finally, one of the purposes of environmental process is to force a hard look at all alternatives that meet the purpose and goal of the project, not just the project favored by an agency or even a group of agencies. According to the most recent operations report, the alternatives analysis process is finished before the statement and need of the project have been established. Not only do you risk more lawsuits with this "it's been decided" approach, but you miss an opportunity to evaluate more creative solutions that could be far superior in achieving the state's goals. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Westby. I apologize for my coughing. It's the allergies of the season. Ms. Nayak, good morning.
Hi, good morning. So I'm Nadia Nayak, also with CARD. So as we were preparing our comments on the draft business plan, 2 things became clear about your risk management strategy. First, the approach to risk management is definitely more rigorous than it was back in 2009. For those of you who don't remember, your business plan used to say that the risk of low ridership would be mitigated by supporting all policies to move as many people to the state of California as possible. So that has definitely improved. But second, the focus of the risk management policy has focused on the time period after significant decisions have been made, when a segment is going to bid. We recommend that the authority incorporate rigorous risk management policies for pre-construction activities. First, the authority should commit to the GAO's best practices for capital cost estimates, which ensure transparency and accountability. The authority told us when we requested the basic cost documents that they did not need to follow the GAO's guidelines, that GAO had reviewed stuff, they looked at it, they took that under consideration, but you did not actually follow it. And I would recommend that you actually do. Second, working collaboratively with communities and regional transportation agencies helps ensure that you can catch potential problems and opportunities, and that they're surfaced early, not after construction is underway. As Chairman Richard knows, because he's heard me talk about it ad nauseum, we are fans of context-sensitive solutions, which is already used on transportation projects. At this point, we'd be happy if you pick any multi-stakeholder dialogue process that is basically not what you have now, because clearly from the comment letters that we read last night, communication is not working, right? Because even your allies feel blindsided. Finally, there's a real risk that the cap-and-trade revenues fall short of the projections, and the authority's phasing plan, where even subsets of the initial operating segment would be usable in some case, have to be highlighted. There's a real chance you're going to end up giving up some federal funding. You've said it before, we know that. The business plan doesn't talk about it. You also don't talk about what happens if cap-and-trade does not get extended, and yet construction is proceeding. So these things have to be addressed, and a business plan is not a marketing document, it's a real plan. So we need to hear more. There has to be more in there. It's okay to be optimistic and, yes, we can build big things, but we also have to be realistic. I think this plan is definitely the most realistic you've ever done, but you're missing some really obvious things. Not discussing what happens if cap and trade is not extended. I know you've gotten indications, but it hasn't happened, right? And the risk of federal funding, also not addressed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nayak. Elizabeth Alexis, followed by David Cameron.
I have a handout.
Okay. Janice, could you grab that? Give us just a second. Thanks. This looks like you have some hand-drawn additions
Yes,
to the
yes.
map.
These are modern tools of the
Modern
social.
tools of, yes, this is not CAD CAM, right?
No, that's right.
Okay.
We have a very small staff on our graphics design team. We will, just by the way, we'll try and post this on our website for everybody else following along
Hold
at
on one
home.
second, Elizabeth. Can somebody restart the clock? Because I don't want to short Ms. Alexis. Thank you.
On your handout, you will see something that we usually don't do, which is a proposed alignment. Normally, we are talking about process. This gives the case for a certain alignment. On the other side, there are several maps which are taken from some of your own documents. Really, we're talking about process. I wouldn't have spoken about this today, but reading the comments about the disappearance of the Northern California Unified Service from the business plan, and it's really gone, I searched for it, it made us ask a very basic question. Why wouldn't the authority consider an approach from Fresno that would go north first towards Stockton, making Merced and Modesto on the way, and then head west towards San Jose? We provided comments on ridership that had a different critique of the model than the one your consultants mentioned today. Based on even the wide range given in your plan for iOS ridership and reinforced by the current lack of any substantial market for fast travel between San Jose and the southern San Joaquin Valley, as well as conversations we have had with those who actually operate trains, there is a high risk of disastrously low ridership, which would inevitably lead to the development of a brand new commuter market between Gilroy and Fresno, threatening the internationally important grasslands ecological area. If you are going to go north and you want to provide jobs for Silicon Valley workers, there is one obvious way to do it, which is what we have indicated on the map in front of you. Yes, there are some issues and challenges, but then this is why this is a comment about process. The real question is not what route should be chosen, but how can the authority find a way to have an open mind so that the original goals and commitments of the project can be realized.